Hi guys, welcome back to another timeless reading. This is filmed on Thursday, November the 20th, 2025. This is filmed in the late evening, or later evening, not late, but just gonna move the water out of the way. Pulling from the Dragon Tarot. So, if you follow my channel, you saw that, oh, it doesn't really show there. Show it quickly. It's a bigger deck. Pulling from the Dragon Tarot. So if you're like myself and you kind of like live vicariously through Katie Van Sly, I hope I'm saying her name like Van Sky, with her goatees and her mini horses and her horses and her cows and her doggies, her fur babies. It's just like, the one thing I really love about her is her energy for one. She's just very I love honest people, you know what I mean? Because I'm very honest when it comes to my readings. And it's just like real energy. You know what I mean? There's enough fake people in this world. Like, the reason why they say if you're going to be anything but a Kardashian or anything. Because it's, it's reality TV. It's not, it's junk TV. You turn off your brain and, think about the things. But it's just like we can resonate. We can see part of ourselves in one of the young ladies, coming forward, or their energy. Like a lot of us, resonate or identify with Chloe. You know what I mean? But I love with Katie Vance is like she's like her dragons. She calls her horses her dragons. The reason I bring this up is because it's like next year's 2026, and they're talking about this, horse energy, the horse, and it's like I feel like the chariot. You know what I mean? Where it's like we're in charge, and I feel like your health is really taking a phenomenal turn. I definitely feel this is outward energy. They did show, if you follow my account, you'll see where they showed the snake, and I love how the snake was like set up like a cobra, and I feel like this is like on guard, and I feel like this is like sitting still because they're very stealth that way. It's just like I don't have to make any movements. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna sit still here. But I feel like this is now where you go to the energy oracle cards, and then this is the yin and yang card. Last year was yin, this year is yang, and it's like outward purposeful movement, and it's just like you will find yourself like I shocked myself, like since Shane has passed, it's like I always avoided conversations, and the boys were younger. I talked about this yesterday. It's where like the last time we were up north, and we were at one of our favorite places to go hiking, and my mom's talking with one of her best friends from one of her jobs that she used to work at North, and you know what I mean? It's like instead of avoiding that conversation and not engaging, the boys are older now. You know what I mean? It's like you don't have to sit on top. Like I kept an eye on them because kids are kids will be kids. You know what I mean? So it's like keeping an eye on what they're doing, but at the same time engaging and talking and laughing, and you know what I mean? It's like, if you have gone through that hermit mode, and I feel like that's what the snake was standing on, like its hind, where it's just like kind of observing but always on attack mode, where because it's like it felt like, you know what I mean, you had to be very protective, and it's just like this piece has come across. Like I said, I felt this weight come across where it's just like, you know what I mean? It's like I don't feel guilty for living anymore, but I feel like it's like, more sociability. I feel like solar plex. I feel like this is going to your sociability, your sexuality, and it doesn't necessarily sexuality. I just feel like this is more sociability. I feel like getting back to who you probably were, like I was before Shane and me met. It's just like had to go through that isolation, had to go through that seclusion so you could sit there and come out. And, they were talking about a divorce there. So it's just like coming out of that energy, and it's like you're ready to rejoin society. You know what I mean? And it's like, I posted last night, I think it was like one of the last or second to third like I post, whenever I can. And one of them, their spirit was like literally laughing. It's like all the things you love, right? It's like, I still love being a homebody. I love being at home. It's just like, doing the things. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like when you're with the right people, it's just like you can make anywhere a party. You can make everywhere, great energy. I gotta watch the timer there because, like I said yesterday, some of the accounts only like certain times. I'm just pulling the cards closer, but it's just like get ready for this the, this horse energy. I feel like, stronger legs. Like, you know what I mean? This maybe, like, you know what I mean? Like working out more, or going to the gym, or maybe you're able to have the finances to have like a home gym. Like you're moving to a bigger place to have a gym. The Magician. And this is exactly what I said. If you add up the numbers to 2026, it leads to 10. 1 plus 0 is 1, which is the Magician. You have everything it takes moving forward to this new journey. Like, I feel like you will definitely feel this shift, if not already. I love the window, at like the sun coming through the window. I don't know if the camera's kind of picking it up, but it's like the sun coming through the window, because it's like, allowing the light to come back into your life, more magnified. You may be like that. I remember when we first moved here. This is like the fall, and like bringing everything inside, and I didn't want to leave, the angel that we bought for my dad and Shane, like their memorial garden, to sit outside. So we brought it in our room, and I have the sandblasted Mother Mary statue, and I had it outside under the tree, and we had this gorgeous stained glass. It's supposed to be a bird bath, but we put seed in it for the blue jays, and all the blue jays that used to come, like, it bothered our neighbor. They're just like, you don't have to feed the blue jays. I'm like, what's the problem? Like, why do you have to even have an opinion about what we do? Who cares? Like, does it bother you that much? They would drive by and they're just like, you don't have to feed the blue jays. That's what the forest is for. I'm like, good. So why don't you go in the forest and watch those birds? Like, bugger off. You know what I mean? But I put her on top of the printer in the room, and the sun would come in, and there's this gorgeous big tree outside, and the sun would come in through the window, and you would just have like the silhouette of Mother Mary when you wake up right there, and the sun just beaming from behind her. It was just stunning. Like, you know what I mean? That was like, I always tell the kids, that was like one of my favorite things to wake up to, is to wake up and to see that. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like the ideal mother, you know what I mean? Mother energy, empress energy, you know what I mean? 6 of Wands, you are going to be successful. This is going to be outgoing, purposeful things. So maybe it's like you were at home, for a while, taking care of the household, and now the kids are either, going off to college, growing up, or like they don't need you, you know what I mean? It's like something pulls in you that it's just like, my purpose. It's like, my purpose is great, but it's greater than my foundation. You know what I mean? It's just like where you see a lot of people sitting there and putting that energy into positive projects where it helps others. And I feel like this is where the universe kept on saying, it's like the universe will bless your hands because they know you will bless others. This will not be in vain. They know that they're not wasting their time with you. This is why you have such a strong pull. Even like, this is why they were teaching us, when you get, exhausted, they're saying exhaustion, depression, almost run down. It's like learning to rest. It's like, you're not a failure because you feel like, I give up. Like, I'm tired. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not seeing it being fruitful the way that I want. And it's like, well, because if we gave it to you so easily, then it would be frivolous to you. Like, if it was something you could just so easily overcome, something easily you could just maintain. If it was, you know what I mean? It's like there was no, you didn't have to go up the ranks or anything like that. You know what I mean? It's just like, you would just do it, conquer it, move on. You would see that with a lot of people. You know what I mean? They're so excellent at this, they're excellent at that. And it's just like, they just kind of, someone paid the way for them. Not paid. Someone paid for them to be successful in that. And where you are sitting there putting the blood, sweat, and tears in it, or the experiences you've gone through, is what is going to help heal others. This is what's going to help others move forward because of your experiences. You've healed when you've used what you learned during your healing to help heal others. Using your hands, using your mouth, using your words. So, 10 of Pentacles. Absolute yes. Look at even the how magnified this cup is here. And the Magician. That's a huge cup. You know what I mean? I feel like it's like it very emphasized, like it blessed, the Holy Sacrament, in the, some faith-based systems, they do the bread and body of Christ, blood of Christ, you know what I mean? And they hold up the cup, they bless the wine, and they drink it. Or offerings, you know what I mean? Shabbat, blessing the wine, blessing the grape juice. It's just like, I feel like it's like your cup is about to run over. It's blessed. It's like you've been anointed. You know what I mean? I feel like that's why they're saying Six of Wands. You are the, victor wearing the wreath. Being honest with yourself. Six of Swords, which I understand, especially because it's that Scorpio energy. You know what I mean? But the Ten of Pentacles, absolutely yes. Multiple generational home. You know what I mean? They were talking about that, changing foundations. Like they were saying, like the gym. Like, maybe like you're having a big enough like space. Kind of like Emily Sky, she uses as storage as well, but she utilizes, instead of parking the car in there, she sits there and they turn it into a gym. So it's like when she can't make her way to the gym, or she, the kids are in school, she knows she only has so much time. It doesn't make sense. Maybe it's on one side of the town and then, the kids are on the other side of town. It makes more sense just to work out at home. And then, you know what I mean? Or if, some people work out twice a day. But I feel like Ten of Pentacles, I feel like, building up the home. It's like your success is the family success. You know what I mean? It's just like, you don't sit there and be like, oh, 'cause of me, blah, blah, blah. No, because that's being arrogant, It's just, like I love Steve Harvey's energy. It's like he works 10 jobs so his children don't have to. His child wanted to do this. He sat there and he talked to his friends who knows somebody that's this. Was working, did a show, and he's like, he wanted his son to be the producer or whatnot on it. It's like being able to sit there and bring those experiences, paving the way, not paving the way, where it's like, maybe he had to run and go get coffee for people, at a different job. Maybe he had to sit there and, you know what I mean, do the grunt work. You know what I mean? Because it's like, you got to pay your dues. He just doesn't want to hand things to their kids. And it's just like, you know what I mean? They'll just like, again, they'll conquer it because they're very like chariot energy, very driven, very hardworking, but you got to remember to take time for yourself to woos out. It's like they're saying, to stay still once a week. When you're allowing yourself a week off, at least twice a year, to sit there and, you know what I mean? Just all of that noise is just put to the wayside. You know what I mean? They're showing the Six of Swords. So again, moving forward, but putting, establishing boundaries. Very Wolf Moon of January, where it's like I'm reestablishing boundaries and I'm reestablishing my circle, calling back in the circle. Because like, everybody goes to the holidays, parties, does the things, New Year's. So we may not be in the same places at the same time, but it's like the energy is still very strong. The connection is very strong. When they show like soulmate doesn't necessarily have to be the your attraction. You know what I mean? Like this is someone you're going to spend quote unquote the rest of your life with. You know what I mean? Like someone you get married to or a committed relationship. This could be I feel like multiple, because you know what I mean? It's just like when you have a bond with someone, it's like it's unwavered. You know what I mean? Your soul's longing. So I feel like this is where it's like taking what you learn, but not being stupid either and repeating lessons. Not sitting there and being like, well, what I want is not working out. So you know what? This is in front of me. It's not exactly what I want, but I'm going to settle for it anyway. Because it's better than nothing. And it's just like, ugh, okay, that's what you want. They're not going to interfere. That's your choice. Free will. You know what I mean? But don't get upset when years down the road or months or days down the road, they're saying days, it's like showing you exactly who they are, who they've always been. And it's just like, sitting there and it's like, sorry, someone's calling me and it's distracting me. But it's like, don't get upset when, you're like, well, this was supposed to come in, this was supposed to come in. And it's like, well, you kind of fumbled the ball there. Nine of Cups, this is a rebirth. And I definitely feel like New Year's are a rebirth. But I also feel like I was watching Frankenstein and he said the snow is about cleaning the earth. Oh, it was 2 words he said there. If you watch Frankenstein and the older man and the gentleman in the cabin, with his family, and they leave him there for the winter. He wanted to be alone with Frankenstein. essentially. Um, the man of the woods, I believe is what he was called. Um, and he taught him how to read and everything, and they became friends. And he's like, share my brandy, share my bread, and all that stuff. And he was like, have you not seen the snow? And it was just talking about how what winter actually is about cleansing the earth. I think it was like cleansing the earth for renewal. It's a kind of very spring vibe like that, but you don't think about cleansing. I feel like it's just like giving the earth a rest. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a vacation that it needed. It sat there and it gave all the birds what they needed all spring, sprouted the shade for us during the summer, and then it's time for them to go into a rest. Like they need a rest too. You know what I mean? It's like all the beautiful, oh my gosh, like the flowers, my gosh. I was like, doing all the landscaping things in my head. I'm like, I would do this and I would do this. And it's just like, one day. King of Cups, allow the universe to fill your cup. Some of you, this could be someone coming in that is a water sign that fills your cup. That's where a lot of people see it. For me, I feel like the king is very stern. And I feel like this is what they're bringing to your attention. It's like, let the universe fill your cup. You're saying you're tired or this or that. And it's just like, allow the universe to use other people's hands to bless you. As you bless others, the universe will bring others into your life and bless you. And remember how they were saying, just be thankful that it came into your life. Don't fight it. Don't, you know what I mean? I know it makes us feel weird because anytime we've ever said, yes, I will accept your help. Oh my gosh, thank you for helping me. They always throw it up in your face. Remember that time that I did this for you? But when you mention what you did, it's like, oh, why would you bring that up? It's like, because you literally brought up exactly the same thing. And it's like, no. When it makes you look stupid, it's okay. When it makes me look stupid, I don't like that, How dare you? You know what I mean? It's like, okay. Let's see here. Well, so we got the Two of Cups. So finding balance, grounding energies, grounding your emotions, letting the ebb and flow happen in life. So, because sometimes, like, again, fighting it, and they're like, don't stop fighting it. Three of Cups, I feel like celebration. We're getting a lot of Three of Cups lately, and I feel like this is going towards like the American Thanksgiving and any holidays that are coming. Like Hanukkah is coming up in before Christmas, and then there's we just had Diwali. My gosh, I'm trying to think. I could see it, but I can't think of the name of it right now. Oh my, Kwanzaa. Like there's other even holidays we don't know about. You know what I mean? So. I think because they keep bringing up New Year, Temperance again, balancing emotions, the Fool. Exactly. I hope I didn't drop cards under the couch because I'm horrible for that. Seven of Pentacles, Seedlings, the Sun. Again, I don't want to go too long. I think I will pull for a few more, but, going to Temperance was the first one I saw. I love a Temperance with this card with the dragon over her shoulder, and it's like I'm watching you. I'm taking care of you as you're going through your emotions. You know what I mean? As this transition from winter to spring, we like literally are still in fall. You know what I mean? But the Fool, the brand new beginning, like going back to the Magician, but it's just like you feel more energized. You feel, that's why I feel like the strength, and it's definitely the hind legs, like the hip muscles, the buttocks, the thighs, it's like stronger. So maybe going out on more hikes and everything like that. So maybe it's not such a crazy winter where indoors more. It's like finding ways to be outdoors more, and it's like strengthening that, you know what I mean? Or even doing workouts inside. Like, oops, my mom does bed yoga. The Hierophant. So major change card. And here they're emphasizing the neck and the spine. But I feel like here is like a leash. I'll just show this one. I feel like it's like trained to depression or trained to the household, or it's afraid to leave the household. You know what I mean? But I feel like someone's trying to keep you chained. I feel like someone's trying to keep you on a leash, and it's like, nope. It's like you turn around, you use your fire, and you blow that up. No. We're too old to be on a leash. Leash could be also getting engaged and getting married. Getting married. Being on a leash. Oh my god. Oh, but they have no idea who they're trying to tame. It's like, yeah, you got dragon energy. You're not one to be tamed. The sun. Love this. I feel like this is where you'll definitely see springtime. So right before summer there, where like here it's like we go from like May to like early by my nephew's youngest youngest nephew's birthday. It is 45 here, which is like 100 and something in Fahrenheit. Like every time, and I'm just like, why? And then ugh, it's just crazy. But Seven of Pentacles, I feel like definitely this year, like they're saying, putting energy forward, moving, purposeful action, purposeful things that we're putting out is really reaching another like plateau pinnacle. Like they were talking about the developers of Vine are coming up with a new app, and it's like I think it'll be out in early spring next year. So reaching new audiences, younger audiences. Wow. So Knight of Cups. I feel like this is like the Six of Swords, but more freeing energy. Whereas there's someone helping you move forward, and it's like, off I go. You know what I mean? That whimsical, that magical, that freeing energy. It's just like, I want to see. You know what I mean? This could be like college, going out into the world. It's like, oh, bye. Car could be their car. They're saying their whip. Just making sure there's not another card here. Six of Cups. I feel like this is like I can't remember who I was reading for, but it's like they were showing this is like the not astrology answers. This is yes, it is astrology answers tarot cards with the Six of Cups, and they have their cup on this very strong ceramic pillar. Yes, it could be destroyed by machinery or anything like that, and time maybe due to weather, but like years and years and years of it. You know what I mean? They're saying mistreatment, but I feel like this is where it's like, or misuse. Maybe before you used to misuse what you have, but it's like you have such a strong pillar of backing. So I feel like universe going back to the King of Cups, that fills yours, and it's like you're filling others, but it's like not depleting what you have. You know what I mean? It's like you've learned from when we were talking about, well, you're not doing the things, like it's not, you want to meet the person yesterday. And it's just like, well, how many other times have you done this? So it's like you're kind of self-sabotaging, saboteur, you know? Six of Pentacles. This, again, where you're able to pull... I love the both of that. Like, you got the Six of Cups, and it's like, astrology answers shows, like, giving from your cup and giving to others. People coming, like, you know what I mean? So, like, charitable donations. This is a time of year of charitable... you know what I mean? Like, Black Friday is in America is the following Friday, but... It's just like, you know what I mean? It's like you could have, like with myself, I could have put that money where I had it for. But not saying that that didn't get taken care of, but it's just like, you know what I mean? It's just like what called towards my heart, and it's like just doing it. You know what I mean? But it's like Six of Cups, Six of Pentacles, and I feel like as you give Pentacles, like, you know what I mean? That very yin and yang energy, or the very Two of Cups. It's like as it comes in, but you're doing it in a more purposeful way where it's more understanding of, like, put away money for a rainy day. You know what I mean? When you get a big chunk of money, it's like, going on, it's like buying all the things. You know what I mean? And it's like, Emily Sky just did that. She, and I totally resonate with her, where she got, like makeup and, eyebrow pencils and mascara and, what else she get? She got a bunch of things, but like the adrenaline rush or the endorphin rush that you would get because you get a package. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like Christmas. Open the package, or like a day you get a gift. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like you're gonna get a lot more of that from strangers. So I feel like this is where they're saying you're putting things more out in a purposeful manner, where it's just like people giving you your flowers, getting more recognition that way, and it's really going to be like, oh my gosh, like, you know what I mean? Like. Hear, like, I feel that way when people get a reading, and I tell them, like, sit there, listen to a couple times, write down your questions, and then, message me whenever you have a chance. If I don't message you right away, it's just because, life is lifing. And I'm like, as soon as I can, I'll sit down, I'll pull cards, and we'll go from there. You know what I mean? And it's part of the price you pay for the reading. And it's just like when they give positive confirmation of things that, you know what I mean? Because some of it's like, oh my God, this is so, you know what I mean? But one thing I've learned coming up from like a baby reader to now, a sort of a guru now, you know what I mean? I wouldn't, you know what I mean? Not, patting my own back or anything like that, but it's just like I'm thankful for where I am. Always room to grow, but it's just like sitting there and it's like you feel that. You're just like, oh my gosh, I am so glad that, it's that trusting of, the information, the downloads and stuff that you get, images you're shown, freehand you're given. It's just like building that relationship so it could be stronger and stronger and stronger. Again, putting out purposeful meaning, action, and it's like you're not going to be so afraid. Fearless, but I feel like still kind of tapping our toe, like dipping our toes in the water. But I feel like you'll be as shocked, like, putting yourself in more social situations, doing more social things, and you're just like, oh my goodness, like, I didn't think I would ever get to this point because this is a new whole change. Like they said, the fool, with the magician, you have what it takes. You've been here before. You're a social butterfly. Like I'm getting like the tingles on the top of front of my forehead. And it's just like, you just wait and see what comes and where this is going to unlock and where this is going to take you to. Posting with the horse, the year of the horse card. It's like you manifested this. You asked for this. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like now we're answering it. So we're giving it to you. You know what I mean? This is where the universe fills your cup, King of Cups. We're filling your cup. Are you going to sit there, what we filled it with, and utilize it? Or is it just going to spill over onto the ground and just get absorbed? Where we pluck out negative energy and we sit there and transmute it and send it to the core of the earth and let it, burn up and turn into something beautiful. It's just same thing. Are we going to sit there and, this is what you wanted. So let's do the things. Let's do more out purposeful meaning. What your heart desires, what your heart's been calling to you, what your soul is calling you to do. You've gone through the things, you've gone through the lessons, you've gone through the healing, still healing to do. But you know what I mean? It's just like you're ready. It's like the first day of school. So it's like get ready for the first day of school. We're building up to it, You're going to get butterflies in your stomach and everything, but breathe through it. And the more and more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to feel. So I hope you guys enjoyed this timeless reading. May the universe bless you good. We'll see you for the next one.